right now in Caracas is quiet now. Yesterday, after these events, we have several demonstrations, especially in poor areas in the capital of Venezuela, but also in other regions of the country. At this time, there's quiet. There's peace on the streets of Caracas. There's no reports of confrontation or violence on the streets. Local media registered 13 people dead in the middle of demonstration, but this information is unofficial, gathered by human rights organization. For example, the ONG Foro Penal confirms for now 109 arrests during the anti-government demonstration that took place yesterday, and more than 200 in the last 3 days.
For our international audience, this might come as somewhat of a surprise. Juan Guaido might not be a name that many people outside of Venezuela recognize. Just explain to us why he took this step and how he came to this point.
Well, Juan Guaido is a young lawmaker. He was appointed as the president of the parliament on January 5. Guaido says days before he needed the right moment to take action and specific conditions. The opposition says the president of Nicolas Maduro is not legitimate, and the parliament is the one who is in charge of the president from now. He chooses to be surrounded by citizens instead of a closed session at the parliament. Once again, he calls the military forces to back up him, and Guaido says he will continue working from the parliament and taking decisions to rule the country. Guaido colleagues deny he is currently at an embassy, but because after he swore himself in, everybody was saying he will he will move inside a French embassy. But after he spoke in front of the crowd, he left on an unspecified place.
All right, so Mary, as you're describing a power struggle in Venezuela at the moment, what do you think happens next?
Well, it is very difficult to know what is going to happen in Venezuela. Here in Caracas, on the ground, is history in the making. The tension is constantly, especially because we are facing a deep economic crisis, a hyperinflation that is affecting most of the citizens in Venezuela. But now we are expecting for this morning, in the upcoming hours, a public appearance of Nicolas Maduro, who has no signs of abdicating his power. Also, there's an announcement of the Minister of Defense of Venezuela who back up Maduro immediately, and also the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court especially says these lawmakers are committing a crime, and they announce that they will be prosecuted. So we are expecting from now detentions or incarcerations on Guaido or his colleagues.